Yeah, and it's just a stick, isn't it? By the time you get to open your Christmas presents, there's no needles left on it. Anna, Chris, really good to have you on the programme tonight. Good to chat. There's been plenty for us to talk about. That has been the context for you this Wednesday evening. Coming up next at World News America, we will see you very soon. Bye-bye.
I'm Caitriona Perry in Washington, and this is BBC World News America. US President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping hold an anticipated meeting in San Francisco, coming face to face for the first time in almost a year. Israel carries out a military attack on Gaza's biggest hospital, accusing Hamas of having a command base there. And the UN calls for extended humanitarian pauses as the situation in Gaza continues to deteriorate. Hello and welcome to World News America. I'm Caitriona Perry. Joe Biden and China's President Xi Jinping are meeting face-to-face for the first time in nearly a year on the sidelines of the APEC summit in San Francisco. The forum brings together almost every nation on the Pacific Rim for talks on trade and sustainable development. But much of the attention in the run-up to this summit has been focused on today's meeting. It's the first time the two leaders have sat down together since the G20 summit in November 2022. While some things have changed in the intervening year, the core tension between a dominant US and a rising and increasingly assertive China remains. But as the meeting began, the two presidents struck a cautiously optimistic tone. And just a reminder that you can go to our live page at bbc.com/news, where you can find the latest headlines and updates of all of the news from Israel and Gaza. And you can also get the latest from the BBC on the various social media platforms. Well, let's turn to some important news now from around the world. The US state of New Hampshire says it'll hold its presidential primary on January 23rd, keeping the long-standing tradition of being first in the country. Earlier this year, Democrats approved a new early primary schedule that would have elevated South Carolina to the first slot, but New Hampshire said they wouldn't follow that. The South American nation of Guyana has asked the International Court of Justice to stop a referendum Venezuela plans to hold next month over the status of a disputed region called Essequibo. For over a century, Venezuela has claimed the region, which accounts for 2/3 of its Guyana's territory and has large oil reserves. Guyana says the vote is an existential threat. Now, our final story of the programme involves birds, and John Oliver, the putekateka, was crowned New Zealand's Bird of the Century after talk show host John Oliver intensely campaigned for it. More than 350,000 ballots were cast, with the putekateka taking 290,000 of those votes. John Oliver erected billboards all over the world in support and even started calling the bird Lord of the Wings. Well, I'm Caitriona Perry. That's it for the moment. Thank you for watching World News America. Do take care. Bye-bye.
Hello. Enormous temperature contrasts